Thanks for being here. Um, we are in the second class of a theme for spring, for May, of Emerge Mindfully. And I thought this month I would share, because I'm teaching in only 3 of the days, I'll be on vacation one of them, I thought I'd share the 3 doshas in Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga, and it is based in the elements. And I am by no means an expert, so this is like an overarching conceptual idea. The reason I want to share this is because I believe anything that helps us understand ourselves is very beneficial. And Ayurveda looks at our bodies, at the seasons, at the times of day, through the lens of the elements in a very natural way. So it looks at it through fire and air and ether or space, earth and water. And each of our fingers represents one of the elements as well. And we are in spring, which is kapha. Kapha is a mixture of earth, very grounded, stable, foundational energy, and water, which is more fluid. It has to do with sort of the emotional fluidity, right? But when you mix the two together, you get mud. And it's very symbolic of the imbalance of kapha. Kapha, can be very grounded and emotionally flowy, or it can get stuck, sort of sludgy like mud. And some of the sort of ways you know you're imbalanced in kapha is if you feel sluggish, if you're not motivated to do anything, if you literally like feel sort of congested inside. That's another thing. In the spring, we get a lot of allergies. So you get that sort of like stuck feeling inside. And so in Ayurveda, the way that you work with an imbalance in one of the doshas is you add an element that will help it. So you add Pitta. Pitta is what we're going to talk about this week. Pitta is fire. And it's actually made up of fire and water. So summertime is the time of year that's Pitta, and we're headed that way. But today in the Pacific Northwest, it is very much a kapha day. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy, there's mud everywhere out there. And so today's practice has a balance of some fire, right? And then some soothing or some cooling. And it's interesting because we had that big full moon on Monday, the flower moon. And it was in Scorpio, which, if anybody knows the zodiac at all, Scorpio is like known as the most intense sign. And so this particular full moon may have been intense for people. Some people don't register much. It's a great time to talk about sort of the balance of the fire, because Pitta in the summer is the sun's energy, right? Well, the moon is more cooling. It's a reflection of the sun's energy. And it's a great idea and way to honor that balance of Pitta, because Pitta is action, Pitta is drive, Pitta is fast and hot, and some of the qualities are like oily. And when it's out of balance, it's exhaustion, it's burnout, it's anger and frustration that's not healthy, right? And so if you're curious what your dosha is, you can go online and take a free test, and you'll find inside of you the constitution of the elements and the ways that you might respond to each season, each time of day, because in Ayurveda also they assign times of day. And from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the Pitta time of day. It's a time when our digestion is the fieriest. And so it's the time they suggest you eat your biggest meal. Now, each of us has ways to understand ourselves differently than this. But when you think of Ayurveda and you mix it with yoga, it's an opportunity to just see yourself through a more natural lens and intuitively find ways to help balance your energies. So we're playing with all that. And I'll show you the mudra for fire. You take your fire thumb, you roll all the fingers in and you leave it up. You take your other hand and you ground that hand and then bring it down to right around your solar plexus, fiery solar plexus. And simply close your eyes. We're going to sit in stillness just for a few minutes to get grounded and really arrive. So just first notice your breath. Notice if it was deep already or maybe a little shallow. And start to deepen and lengthen your inhale and your exhale. Let any of the stress symbolically flow out through your exhale. And feel free to exhale through your mouth. Each time you show up to the mat, the practice is what you make it. It's for you. You've showed up to yourself. And I'm going to offer poses, but you get to decide whether you do them the way that I share as an offering, or if you add more or take some away. Please begin Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, in and out through the nose. Making that slight constriction at the back of your throat. It simply helps remind us to come back to our breath as a way to calm ourselves down, a way to stay present to what's so for us, so we can truly do what's right for us here in practice. Feel free to open your eyes if they're closed and release the mudra if you're still holding it. And make your way to tabletop on the mat. So wrist creases aligned with a short edge underneath your shoulders, knees either under your hips or a little bit behind. And let's start in the really classic cat and cow. So inhale, press your heart forward, press your sits bones back. Exhale, round your spine, pull the navel towards your vertebra. And then this time as you inhale and come forward in cow, turn on your glutes, turn on your core. Just feel those muscles activate. Exhale, do the same thing. Really turn on your core as you pull the navel back towards the vertebra. Really turn on your glutes. Inhale. Keep adding fire just to those two places, your core, by just bringing awareness and turning the muscles on. And your glutes, your bum. There are two places in our body that, for example, with our glutes, there's actually a phenomenon called dead butt syndrome or something like that, where we've stopped turning on those glute muscles. And when we don't use them, they are apparently the biggest muscle in our body. When we don't activate them, when we don't add fire, we will overuse our low back muscles. Same with our core. All right, come back to stillness. And then take your right leg out long, roll it internally, flex your foot, just the height of your body. Come up on your right fingertips. I'm going to turn and won't be mirroring you. Oh, here, I'll just do it this way. And then simply open your hip 45 degrees. Now the right hip's going to stack on top of the left. Push through your back heel. Press up through your ankle towards the ceiling. Turn your glutes on. Turn your core on. Nice. All right. Now turn it back down. We're going to do it 3 times. Inhale and open, stacking the hips. Exhale, fold that hip down. Keep the glutes on. Keep the core on. One more time. Just open and close. And then when you come back down, bend the knee and start pressing the heel up. We're going to add a little fire to the hamstring here, just turning it on, strengthening it first. We're going to lengthen it too. Turn on your glutes. Pull your navel towards your spine. Couple more presses. Come to stillness, extend the leg long. Again, toes are pointing down. With your right hand grounded on the mat, lift your left hand. So you've got the left arm and the right leg. Let's do bird dog. Use your core and your glutes. Exhale, round, bring the knee towards the elbow. Inhale, reach up. Turn on the muscles. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale in and reach it long. All right, bring the hand down, bring the foot down. Make some big circles with your hips. Now, you might go one direction like 3 or 4 times and then switch sides, or just do what feels right on your body. Moving to get those hips, get the glutes a little stretched out. Switch if you haven't already. And then come back to center and stillness when you feel even on both sides. Extend your left leg out, roll it internally, turn on your glutes, turn on your core. Open it up. It's just 45 degrees. You can come onto the left-hand fingertips to try to help stack that left hip on top of the right. Lift from your outer ankle up. Turn on your core. Flex your, or turn on your glutes. All right. 3 of these. Turn it down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Apparently in the past, this was seen as not healthy for our hips, but it's completely been debunked. Opening and closing is good for our hips. All right, bend your knee, press the heel up. Feel that fire in your tush. We're going to add fire to those 2 places today. We're going to work all the big muscles. We're going to stretch everything out, but we're going to add some fire to the places that we want to activate because they've got too much kapha. They might be lazy. All right, extend the leg out long again. Take the right hand, bird dog. Exhale, knee towards elbow. Inhale, reach long. Exhale for that crunch. Really feel it in your core. Reach as you breathe out. Last time. Reach out. All right, exhale, bring the hand down. Start to move the hips side to side. Head moves the other way. Feel it on the outside of your hip. And then just take any movements with your spine. It might be cat and cow. It might be circumduction, like big circles, but just tune in. What does your body need after we've added some fire to a couple parts? What does it need to sort of like soothe it out? So just move your spine, your hips, your shoulders in any way. Stay tuned into your breath, but don't worry too much about how you inhale or exhale, especially if you're moving really asymmetrically. All right. Come back to stillness when you feel about even on both sides. Walk the hands forward, shift forward into a supported plank. Turn your glutes on, turn your core on. Press the mat away with your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. All right, untuck your toes if they're tucked. Exhale, press back to an active child's pose. So elbows are off the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Breathe in again, and we're going to move to a low cobra, but as you do it, we're going to do it sort of in an emerging style. So breathe in, lower your elbows, bring your heart and your head close to the mat, sweep forward with your heart, come into low cobra, squeeze the elbows together in the back, turn on your glutes. All right, pick up your hands just for a breath. Strengthen the backside. Okay, hands down, toes tucked, press back. Active child's pose. Just one inhale and exhale here. Emerge into low cobra. Inhale. We're emerging like the plants in spring, strengthening, bringing fire. Lift your hands just for a breath. And down. One more time. Exhale it back. Active child's pose. Breathe in, fill the lungs, back side of the lungs, stoke the fire. Exhale. And when you breathe in, let's do this emerging low cobra. Back bends are really good for Pitta energy. All right, lift the hands. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up, find table. And let's set up for our first downward facing dog. So wrist creases aligned, fingers wide, toes tucked. Exhale, please bring your hips up and back. All right, we're upside down. Down dog is an inversion. And as you pedal one leg or one heel down and the other heel down, just note any congestion, any kapha energy that's in your system gets a chance to sort of move when you're upside down. So going upside down in spring is wonderful. So are twists. Today is a very kapha day. So I've added a bunch of twists in and a little fire and a little Soma, a little moon energy, a little nectar energy to balance Pitta, so you get the concept. All right, next time you inhale, step halfway up your mat. Look down at your feet, shift the weight into all four corners, and really align the pinky toe side with the outer edge. So your big toes will point in. It's pigeon-toed. That's an important alignment to help with this pose. Reach the fingers forward. They can be on a block or on a chair. They can be on a couch. Start to shift the weight into your heels. Your knees are only micro bent, not a deep bend, or you won't get the benefit of that back opening of the legs. As you shift back, there's no weight in your fingers. They're cantilevered to help you not fall over. Functional forward fold. Now, squeeze your shins toward the midline. Press your inner thighs back and wide. Reach forward more, shift your hips back more. We're strengthening the low back, which is another place that it's the place we overuse and why we focus on our core sometimes to really support these parts of our body that get overused or used in a way that creates pain. My hammies are really tight today, so just breathe into spots that need a little extra love. And next time you inhale, shift forward, weight on all four corners of your feet. Bring your palms to your shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Step in so that your feet are right under your hips, hips width distance. Inhale, reach up again. Hold your right wrist, crescent over to the left. Feel free to look up or down. Stack those shoulders. We're getting a side body opening here. You can micro bend your knees so you're not locking them out, so you still have to activate muscles. Press to your feet, inhale, reach up. Second side, Indudalasana, side crescent. Giving our side body some opening so their spine can move more freely, so our energy can move up and down through our body, helping us balance our energy. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus. Keep those elbows at heart height. In and up with the low back. So you're not dumping into that low back where we have pain. It's in and up. The shoulders press the heart forward. You tip the elbows. Next time you breathe in, reach up again. And exhale for a bind. Take the hands all the way behind you. Maybe start with left thumb over the right. As you breathe in, open your heart, pull your ears back. Exhale, fold. Now, feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going for a long spine here. If your shoulders did what mine did and came up by your ears, gently pull them away. So you're lengthening your neck. When you exhale next, release your hands down. Let's get a good springtime twist. Keep your left hand down, keep your right hand down, bend your right knee, twist open to the left arm high. Try to keep your hips balanced. Exhale, bring that left hand down, bend the left knee, right arm goes high for that spinal twist, right around the thoracic spine, the rib cage area. Exhale, bring your hand down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, please step back, find down dog again. All right, really press the mat away with your hands. So you're not dumping into your hands, you're pressing them away. As you roll up your arms, your armpits come in towards your heart. So if they're out sort of at an angle, rolling the armpits in is external shoulder rotation. So it's so good to counteract some of our bad habits. Bend your knees a lot. Press your hips up towards the back side of the ceiling and wall behind you to untuck your tailbone. Turn on your core. All right. Lengthen the legs as much as feels good. And when you're ready, inhale your right leg high. Ika Pada Adho Mukha, three-legged dog. It's an internal rotation at first. We're going to mindfully step between our hands. So as you inhale, shift forward like you're coming into plank. It's an exhale. Bring your knee towards your nose, a big cat spine, and then step that foot forward. If it doesn't make it, just use your right hand. Let's take a twist. Left hand stays grounded. Take your right arm high up there. Keep the right hip back with the left. Twist around the thoracic, around that rib cage, not like your arm pulling you back. Use the spine. All right, exhale, bring your right hand down, back knee down. Shift back and get a hamstring stretch. So we started by strengthening, then we did some lengthening in the functional forward fold. Now we get a deeper hamstring opening. Feel free to palpate or massage like I always encourage. You can have fingers up on blocks with a long spine, a long neck. Legs rolling internally, second toe high. Or you can roll in. All right, direct your breath toward any of those grouchy hamstring muscles. And then inhale, come forward through a low lunge. Pick up the back knee, drop the back heel, and rise up for warrior two, our fiery part of the practice. Now, take a minute, look down at your feet. Are they aligned either heel to heel or front heel with back arch? How's your stance? Are your ankles underneath your wrists? Is your torso forward or straight right over your pelvis? All right, bend that front knee 90. Flip your front palm, reverse. How are your glutes? How is your core? Check in. Inhale, come back through center. Side angle, and today I'd say just keep your elbow on your knee. We're not going for a super fiery practice. You can put your fingers down, but just feel how long you can keep your torso. Gaze up, press the elbow into the knee. And then exhale, bring your left hand down. Pivot and step back, down dog. All right, notice how one side has had some fire, some pitta energy, and the other hasn't, and they feel different. So we'll add fire, we'll balance it out. To the left side, inhale your left leg high, ekapada, with the internal rotation first. You're gonna mindfully step forward. Exhale, arch the back knee toward the nose, turn on the core, and step. If you turn on the core and you turn on your glutes, you might get to step further with that foot. Let's twist. Right hand stays down, left arm goes up. Twist around the thoracic spine. So your arm's not leading. Your spine is twisting, and then your arm just points up at the end. All right, exhale, hand down, back knee down. Shift into Ardha Hanuman, half splits. We'll stay here a couple of breaths. How is your core? Sometimes I just don't think about it at all. Activate it. Activate your glutes. It's kind of hard when one leg's forward, one leg's back, but bring awareness, bring some fire to those two today so we can activate them so they support our body, help balance out any bad habits we have. All right, inhale, come back to the low lunge, pick up the back knee, drop the back heel, rise up. Virabhadrasana 2, second side, left leg is forward. Look down, really align. A lot of times what I see in class is people have their knee not quite very forward, so that 90-degree bend, external rotation, turn on your glutes, turn on your core, gaze over your front fingers. Flip your front hand and reverse. You can look down your back for more activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. Inhale through center. Side angle, elbow to knee, right arm up. Squeeze the feet into the mat. See how that pull toward the midline helps activate the glute. All right, exhale, bring that right hand down, turn and pivot. This time step forward. Right foot meets the left at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms wide and high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now, usually we would do a sun salutation now to help build fire in the practice. But today we're going to show how you balance the pitta energy by doing a moon namaskar, chandra namaskar. It's a salutation of the moon. And just pay attention to your body. It's not an easy sequence, but just notice if it makes it fiery or simply helps you get more grounded, maybe even cooled. We're all different, so we'll see how it works in your body. Please come to the top of your mat and face the long edge. Feet are hip width distance apart. Now, I'm not going to be able to mirror you, so listen to the cues. All right, inhale, reach up high. Gather all the fingers together except for your pointer fingers. Reach up, and when you exhale, bend over to the right. side crescent. Breathe in, reach through center. Exhale to the left, side body crescent. Inhale up. Exhale, take a big step to your left, point the toes out and come into goddess. Now in a namaskar, usually we do one breath per movement. Today we're going to kind of go slowly because there's some poses we haven't done yet. All right, in goddess pose, tuck your tailbone just a little. Turn on the glutes, turn on your core. Arms about heart height. All right. Triangle towards the back of your mat. So lengthen both legs. The right heel goes to the front, left toes go to the back. For today, when you shift forward with your torso, stay right there and simply tick-tock your arms. A lot of times we reach down, and when we do that, our torso comes forward and then we're uneven in our hips. So just tick-tock your arms. The top arms at noon, bottom arms at 6. Lengthen that torso. Turn on your core, turn on your glutes. Triangle is actually more challenging for those parts of our body when we stay long in the torso. All right, exhale. Bring that right hand down. Frame your front foot. Pyramid with the back foot at this angle. Now, my left hip is way in front of my right hip. So if you want, take your left thumb, your fire thumb, gently pull it back. So they're more aligned. Now, it's going to increase the intensity of the stretch. All right. Next time you inhale, pivot on that foot, bring your right knee down. Exhale here, and then breathe in, rise up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. It's our first one today. Turn on your glute, turn on your core. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, hands come down inside of that foot. Turn into a side lunge. So your left leg is going to be at a 45-degree angle. Knees align with the second and third toe. The right leg's out long, toes point to that long edge. Hands can come right under your shoulders. Press the inner thighs back and wide. Inhale, come through center. Turn your left toes forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Feel free to lower or stay high with a long spine. Next time you breathe in, shift to the right. That side lunge. Right knee is out, 45 degrees with that right foot out. Left leg long, toes pointing forward. Inhale, pivot towards the back of the mat. Drop your back knee. When you breathe in next, rise up. Low lunge. Turn on those glutes. See how that helps you scissor the hips to keep the hip points aligned. Exhale, frame your front foot. Lengthen both legs. Drop that back heel. Pyramid in the traditional variation with the back heel down. My right hip needs a little help, so I'll use my right thumb in that hip pocket to gently pull it back to align with the left. All right. Triangle from the ground up. Now, take your right hand and start to open up from the ground up and just notice that your torso is probably at an angle pitched forward. Start to lift up enough that your torso is coming right out of your hips. Turn on your core, turn on your glutes. Don't lock out that knee, but use the quad to help tick-tock the arms. 12 and 6. Open up, maybe look up. All right, next time you inhale, straighten, lengthen, straighten your body. Turn your left heel in, goddess. Squat down. Tuck the tailbone a little, turn on the glutes, turn on the core. And we're going to take a big step toward the back of the mat, back into hands overhead. Inhale, hands interlaced. Exhale to the right, side crescent. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, hands to heart. Feel free to get a drink of water and just notice, are you fiery inside like after a sun sal? Or is it more, you've moved, you're more aware? Maybe you're deeper, calmer. And maybe it's fiery. All right, second side, we'll do one breath per movement. For the second moon salutation in honor of the big flower Scorpio full moon 2 days ago. Inhale, reach high. Interlace the fingers. Exhale to your left. Inhale up. Side bend to the right as you breathe out. Inhale, rise. Step to your right. Goddess, squat down. Inhale, turn your right toes to the front of the mat, left heel back. Triangle. Shift forward with your hips, micro bend the knee, tick-tock the arms. Exhale, bring the left hand down, frame the front foot, pull the right hip back. Inhale, turn on your toes. Exhale, bend that knee down. Breathe in, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands inside of the foot, turn. Side lunge, right leg's bent. Inhale through center, long, wide-legged forward fold. Exhale, side lunge toward the back of the mat, left leg's bent. Inhale, turn, drop that back knee and rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, frame your foot, lengthen both legs. Pyramid, drop that back heel, pull the left hip back. Triangle from the ground up, tick-tock your arms, really extend your torso long, turn on your glutes and core. Breathe in, rise up, turn your right heel in, goddess, squat down on the exhale. We end where we began. Inhale, step your left foot to the right, hands above. Exhale to the right, and Noodleasana, side crescent. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Breathe and rise. Bring your hands to your heart. Tune in to your breath. Let it flow through your body like the reflected moonlight comes down. All right, please turn, face the front of your mat. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Breathe out, step back to down dog. Take a round of breath here. Really fill up your lungs. Stoke the fire. We're balancing out again. Inhale, step up. Functional forward fold. Really align the short, long edge of your toe, leg edge of your feet with that short edge. Hips back, hands forward, weights in your heels. Now, just like the spring energy that can kind of throw us off, let's just shift a little forward and back. So inhale, come forward, weights now in your hands, come up on your toes, kind of upside down with that lungs. Shift it back, exhale, functional forward fold. Maybe even your toes come up. Inhale, forward, exhale back. Ayurveda can help us not only with things like the shifting nature of the seasons, but they can help us with even the bigger problems. When we see ourselves as either fiery or lethargic or a little spacey, that's Vata. We're going to talk about that one next week. We can start to find ways to calm ourselves down using some of the principles of Ayurveda and the practices of yoga. All right. Next time you come with your feet on the earth, get all four corners down. Bring your palms to your shins, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold here. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step in, hips width distance. Step your right foot behind your left onto the pinky toe side. Find your balance. Inhale, reach up. Hold your right wrist, crescent over to the left. Press through that front foot. Inhale through center. Take your left foot behind. Hold your left wrist, crescent to the right. Krishna crescent, getting a little bit deeper opening along that side hip here in the side bend. Inhale to center, reach high. Exhale, cactus. In and up with the low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale to reach up again. Exhale for the bind. Right thumb on top of left. Breathe in, open your heart. Breathe out, fold. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Your hands may stay by your sacrum or they may fall forward. Let's do the twist here in the bind, if it feels okay. Bend your right knee, twist over to the left. The arms will fall to the right side. Twist out any of that kapha, stagnant, old energy. Inhale back to center. Bend the left knee, twist open to the right. Feel the fire in your glutes. Come back to center. Release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back. Lying down dog. All right, take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale your right leg high, three-legged dog. This time bend at the knee. Open your hip. See if you can take that right hip on top of the left, pulling that heel to the bum. You could even come up on those right hand fingertips. All right, we extend the leg, turn it back, mindfully step. Knee toward the nose, big cat spine. Use your core, use your glutes, step it forward. Let's take the twist here. Left hand down, right arm high. Exhale, bring the hand down. Pyramid, try it with your toes down, heel up. See how it might be even a little easier than that variation with the back heel down. Pull that right hip back. Next time you inhale, bend that front knee, drop your back heel and rise up. Warrior two again, right legs forward. Fiery part of practice. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior. Look down to open up that vagus nerve, that cranial nerve that helps calm the nervous system. Inhale through center. Side angle. Again, take your elbow to your knee, left arm high. Let's add in a half moon. Now, in half moon, if you activate your core and your glutes, it helps a lot. And I would recommend using a block. Of course, I don't have one, so I'm just going to use a bolster. But the reason being, your torso will stay long. So if you're in half moon, look down. Find a block or a pillow. Reach for it with your right hand. It's a little bit out to the right and above that right foot. Now press into the right foot. Inhale, take your left leg just as high as your torso, like we did earlier in table. Turn that the toes out 45 degrees. Press up with the outer heel. Take your right arm, left arm high. The more you look down, the more easy it is to balance. Press to that back heel. Press to the top of your head. Lengthen out. Turn on your glutes, turn on your core. All right, mindfully bend the front knee, step back. Lengthen the front leg, reverse triangle. Find your balance. Inhale through center. Triangle, micro bend the front knee. Tick-tock the arms. You move the torso forward and then just tick-tock the arms. Gaze up. Feel in your glutes and your core what it takes to hold triangle. You might come down and just see what changes. I start to feel strain in my low back when I get too low. Trying to open up is a little more challenging. So see how it feels. All right, exhale. Bring your hand down. Step back, down dog. All right, we're going to add the fire to the left side, the final part of our fiery sequence today. Inhale your left leg high, three-legged dog, bend at the knee, open your hip. Now try to stack the hips. You could come high on the left fingertips, pull the heel to the bum, turn on the glutes, re-extend the leg, turn the hip back toward the mat, mindfully step, knee toward the nose, turn on your core, step, left foot forward. Twist here, right hand is down, left arm releases, not just congestion, but any outdated beliefs, any sluggish ideas that don't work for you anymore. Exhale your left hand down, drop your right foot, warrior two. Left leg is forward, take a moment, find your alignment. I forgot pyramid, so cartwheel your hands back down, come high on your back toes. Lengthen both legs, one more hamstring stretch, just so we're even on both sides. And now drop your back heel, bend the front leg, warrior two. Take that time, really find the alignment. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Come back through center. Side angle, elbow to the knee, look down, right arm up. And let's do Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. With your left hand, reach down for a block or a bolster or pillow. Inhale, lift the right leg, press back and long through that heel. The toes point out at that 45-degree angle. Right hip is on top of the left hip. Turn on your glutes, turn on your core. Don't lock out the standing leg. That will help your quads stay active. And then mindfully, slowly, bend the front knee. Step back, reverse triangle. Lengthen the front leg. Reach back with that left hand. Palm faces down. Inhale through center. Shift the torso, simply move the arms. See how it feels to not try to exert so much into the pose. Many of us have that Pitta drive to go deeper, and we think deeper in the pose or our hand being lower is better. But feel how the muscles you have to work are actually harder here with your torso long. All right, exhale, bring the hand down. Step forward and hang. Hold your elbows. Sway a little side to side. Your shoulders can come all the way up towards your ears. Your head is heavy. Find your breath. We've done a little fire today. We've done a little nectar, a little soma, a little moonlight energy to help balance it out. It's kind of indicative of the Pacific Northwest spring. Release your hands. Lift up halfway when you breathe in. Breathe out and find a seat. I'm going to take a few minutes in stillness and meditation. And know that stillness is different than kapha. Kapha is a lethargy. Stillness is intentional. Now, instead of taking Agni Mudra, which does start to build heat in your system the longer you hold it, let's cool down a little. Just because we ended it with a fiery sequence, let's do something to balance that. So just bring your palms out onto your legs, root down through your sits bones. Your palms can be up or down. And then we're going to do what's called sitali breath. It's a cooling breath. So either roll your tongue, and I'll come close to the camera to show you rolling the tongue. I have a friend who calls it taco tongue. Or if you can't do that, because some people just genetically cannot roll the tongue, just bring the tongue in between the lips like this. Kind of like a dog does. I don't have one, but I always see dogs doing that, and cats. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in, creating a cool flow, and then we're going to hold just for 2 count and exhale through the nose with the lips closed. All right, so if you can roll the tongue, make the little taco tongue, terrible name, and breathe in through the mouth. Pierce the lips together, hold for just 2, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Hold. Exhale through the nose. If you're pregnant or if you have asthma, please don't hold at the top. Inhale through the tongue. Hold at the top. Exhale through the nose. Let's do 2 more on your own. Sitali breath. Helping cool down. You can use this if you are grouchy in traffic. You can use it if you are hangry to help calm you down until you can get nourishment. And of course, you can use it if you are overheated on a summer day and feeling exhausted, needing some cooler vibes. Come to Ujjayi breath. Feel free to close your eyes. And just tune into your inhale and your exhale for a few minutes of meditation. I'll offer a little visualization today. With your eyelids closed, still paying attention to your inhale and your exhale. Let your eyeballs gaze high up. Eyelids stay closed. And then maybe visualize them symbolically looking back inside toward what we call the third eye. The pineal gland lives in the center of our brain. And as we simulate this inner gaze toward our third eye, we symbolically bring the energy of the pineal gland to life. The pineal gland is responsible for regulating our wake and sleep cycles by releasing melatonin. And as you gaze in, up, and back, bringing your awareness to that center of your brain, you might symbolically see the energy of that pineal gland, the power of that ability to slow us down based on the amount of light that's received through our eyes. It knows to release more or less melatonin to keep us awake or to help us start to slow down, to get tired. And you could symbolically see the melatonin as just the energy, like of that full moon glow, that soma, that nectar. And as it comes out from that center of your mind and it goes and fills your body, you can visualize a connection with your heart. Bringing a unification, the heart and the mind. And for about 30 more seconds, let your breath simulate that soma, that energy, that cooling, calming energy between the heart and the mind in meditation. Enjoy one more breath here. If you had any mudras, feel free to release. If your eyes are closed, feel free to open them. And make your way to your back. Take a moment when you land to really register that grounded, supportive, foundational energy of earth. We're going to do one more dose of fire to get us through the rest of the day here. So bend both legs, come to bridge pose. We're going to do it without the bind because I really want you to focus on your glutes and your core, all right? Bring the arms down by the side. You might even do robot arms with the hands high. Really press the triceps into the mat. Doesn't matter if your feet or hips was distance, but try to get them close. And if your knees splay out, it's okay. It's another thing I learned was a little bit of a misnomer, or it's okay. It doesn't hurt your hips for your knees to splay out a little. All right, press into your feet. Inhale, lift the hips up. Now, as you reach up, neck's away from the chest, you could press the chest more towards it, but just tune in. How much are you using your bum? How much are you using your hammies? Now, if you think about it, both of those are in contraction right now. The quads on top, they're lengthened, as well as these hip flexors on top. They're long, right? But I still feel it there in those muscles. So just for giggles, turn off your glutes just for a minute. My entire hips sink. I don't know about you. Now turn them on, activate them. See if it helps lift your hips. Turn on your core, bring some awareness to it. Activate the hamstrings. I feel it in my quads too. Feel free to play with that muscle turning on as well. Take a round of breath. And then exhale, slowly let that fire get grounded on earth. Bring your hips down, let the knees touch. Constructive rest. You can cactus your arms if you'd like. Widen the distance between your feet as your knees come together. It just helps to reset that lower back curvature after the back bend. Exhale your knees over to the right for a windshield wiper twist. Take a round of breath here. Inhale the knees through center. And exhale them to the left. Take a round of breath here. Breathe in to lift those knees back towards the sky. Happy baby. Pull the knees toward the chest, but then widen them wider than the torso. Take the soles of the feet high. Ground your sacrum. Ground the back of your head. Reach up. Pull down on any part of the legs or the feet that your hands find naturally, with that sacrum still grounded. Press up with the feet and let that tension give you one last opening in the hips. Open the spine a little bit longer. And feel free to rock. Feel free to extend one leg long at a time, both legs at once, or take any final poses that'll help you feel balanced today in whatever way your body is feeling. When you're ready for stillness, let the legs come out long. Let them fall open. And if that's not comfortable on your low back, bend your legs. Bring your knees up. You can put a bolster under your legs. You could put a blanket over your hips if you want to feel more grounded, or under your head. Let your arms come out. Take up space. Really get to a position that's balanced and comfortable so you can completely relax. Shavasana is the balance that we take at the end of each class. It allows us to integrate all the fire, all the nectar, all the energy. So when we wake up in just a few minutes, we know ourselves just a little bit better. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. When you're ready to bring your awareness back, maybe start with your breath and small movements. Toes and fingers, hands and feet, or maybe you lengthen your arms overhead, stretch your legs long. To make your way to a seat, you could rock straight up. You could also bend one leg at a time. Roll to one side. Come into a fetal position. Notice one's a little more Pitta, one's a little more Kapha. Brush yourself up. Ground down through your sits bones. Lift up through your spine and your head and settle it. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. It's a mudra of gratitude, and we'll offer our practices up with this mudra. So bring the base of your thumbs to your heart, bow to your heart. May our practices help us know ourselves better. So we emerge mindfully this spring towards the fiery Pitta energy of summer with awareness of our natural, elemental nature, so that we can balance in a way that is the best for our most creative, authentic growth. We'll end class with that primordial vibration that is a big yes to all that's so, all the elements. Please take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And breathe in for Om. Om. Thank you all so much for practicing today. Namaste.